Good morning from New York, guys. It's been a pretty awesome week so far. I've had a lot of meetings with production companies throughout the week. It's taken me on travels all around the city, and it's such an awesome city. This place is just alive and vibrant, and it's so full of texture and colour. And then now I'm heading off to meet a guy called Tim Kellner, who has a channel called Tim to the Wild that you've probably already seen because it's a pretty amazing channel. The guy's a really, really gifted cinematographer. Then the day is mine, so I don't even know what I'm going to do. The city is mine, my oyster. Really great brunch with Tim. He's going to come to London next week, so hopefully we'll catch up then. I'll show him around the new fresh farm as well. And now I've got the afternoon to myself. He says I should go to the Highline and check that out. A few people have mentioned it, but I'm just going to get myself constructively lost, I call it. Just basically wander around and see where the day takes me, because you just kind of get into the neighbourhoods. I'm not so interested in seeing the monuments and stuff. I want to see the people. I mean, literally you turn around, on every corner there's someone with some kind of story.
I grew up on a farm in New Jersey, 40 miles away, a chicken farm. I think that's every kid played an instrument and went to New York. Wanted to be Bob Dylan. Billie Holiday used to sing around here.
I remember when I was a kid and I watched that movie Big with Tom Hanks, the one where he makes the wish on the Zoltar machine and overnight becomes an adult. So this obviously completely freaks his parents out, and he runs away from home. He moves to Manhattan and starts working in a toy shop, creating the most amazing toys. So he earns a ton of money and moves into a Manhattan loft apartment. And I remember as a 7 or 8 year old seeing this place that he lived in and just thinking, I need to live in a Manhattan loft apartment. And I didn't even know what that meant. It just looked so cool that I guess even from then I kind of became obsessed by the idea of loft living. So it's so cool to be walking around here and you just see these places which are like these semi-crumbling, understated monuments of architecture that are just kind of just there. Like, it's not like they're even a big deal. It's just like every building here has these incredible fire escapes and this crumbling paint. But the place is just so full of texture and colour. It feels like you're on a movie set, which I guess makes sense because actually it's been used as a movie set for so many movies. But I mean, you just walk around and even really mundane stuff like the fire hydrants and the post boxes and the traffic lights just somehow look a little more interesting here. I guess it's just fresh eyes, right? If someone came to London, they might think the same, but it's a seriously cool city. It's funny, when I saw that speciality store, it just rang a bell. Then when I walked in, I realised that I'd seen it in a Vanity Fair article that came out a while back. It was a really long article about some controversy between Hershey's and Cadbury's and a lawsuit about how Cadbury's are not allowed to sell their chocolate in the States or something. And these guys were quoted in it a lot. Like, they were really opinionated about it. Anyway, I went in and I met Peter, who's the owner. He's such a nice guy. And as soon as I walked in, he says, "Would you like a cup of tea?" Which is such an English thing to do. I love it. So he brings me out a cup of tea in a lovely cup. And we sat down and we chatted. Turns out he's been in New York for 30 years. And he told me all about how the store started. Then, of course, he brings out a pork pie, which is his grandfather's recipe, which he's very proud of, and he should be. It was delicious.
And the #1 seller in the shop, of course, is Heinz baked beans. In fact, we had Mrs. Heinz in here many years ago, and she looked at our display, and I'll never forget, she says, "I've been urging them to import these beans for years now. told her, if they start importing those beans here, Mrs. Hines, you put me out of business.
And by all accounts, it sounds like quite a celebrity hangout.
My favourite, of course, is Keith Richards. An absolute gentleman, really nice guy. And a big fan of our sausage. Oh, Russell Crowe's a fairly regular visitor. He likes our Scotch eggs.
I'm in the meatpacking district now. Quick pit stop at Soho House. And then I'm going to find the Highline. So the last time I came to Chelsea Market was about 6 years ago when I got an email from a friend and said there's this thing they have in the States called Food Network's Next Star and I think you should apply for it. So I did apply for it. And basically I was the only person outside of America to be considered for the show. So I got shortlisted. I had to fly over to New York. This is when I'm still a lawyer. Obviously didn't tell anybody what I was doing because they think I was nuts. Flew over to New York and spent a couple of days here, and I had to come to Chelsea Market, which is where the Food Network studio is, and do a screen test and a whole bunch of other auditions. So they gave me a mystery box of ingredients and I had to cook in front of all of their cameras with all of their crew there, and I was absolutely petrified. I remember it was one of the most scary experiences of my life and so freaking random. I've barely ever been in front of a camera in my life, apart from maybe a couple of YouTube videos. So now I'm wandering around here now, feeling considerably more relaxed, to be honest. But that's amazing to think where things have come since then. Quite a long way. Oh yeah, and P.S. I didn't make it through to the actual show. I think it was the year that Guy Fieri won, but to be honest, who was ever going to win against Guy Fieri?
How you doing? I'm Guy Fieri, and you've got tattoos.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, go to Indie Fresh in Chelsea Market and get the almond cacao smoothie. And they even give you the mason jar to take it away. How cool is that? I am fed and watered, and I just got a message from my mate Mark in the UK, and he said that there is a party 1 block away from where I am at Chelsea Market, so I'm going to go find it now. I'll catch you guys later.